What's going on, guys? So we are in the month of June, and this is a mental health awareness month for men. I mean, it's really for everybody, men and women, but I mean, it's for men for the month of June, right? This is our month, and a lot of men they're scared to talk about their mental health. I don't know why. I don't know why, but no one should be ashamed of talking about their mental health. It doesn't matter what you suffer with: anxiety, depression, suicidal ideations. It doesn't matter. You should be able to speak about it freely. And the problem with men is that a lot of guys they keep things to themselves because they feel like if they were to be vulnerable and open and honest with their emotions and feelings, other people would consider them as weak-minded, when that's far from the case. That's far from the matter. Now, me personally, I have no problem speaking about my mental well-being. And in fact, my mental health has not been the best as of lately. It hasn't. It hasn't. Now, I'm somebody, I go to the gym on a weekly basis. I try to be aware of my negative thoughts when they arise. I try to be, conscious and aware. However, I suffer with clinical depression, which means that sometimes nothing wrong has to happen. Sometimes my mind plays on my mind reminisces on negative events that occurred in the past. And honestly, I have been let down by so many people that I consider family and friends that nothing phases me anymore. Nothing surprises me anymore. I have no high expectations for people. I learned to let people go. It's life, right? It's life. As of the last few months, I have been in a dark place, if I'm being honest. Depression has gotten the worst of me. I suffer with rejection sensitivity. So I am extremely sensitive with any type of rejection, right? The irony though is that I'm used to rejection. I've been rejected most of my life. You would think that someone who's been rejected by the vast majority, you would think that by the time they're in the late 30s, they would get used to it, right? Rejection is something that I can't speak for everybody else, but rejection is something that I personally never got accustomed to. Even though I'm used to it, it's the irony is hilarious, but I'm used to it, right? However, it's something that I never got accustomed to, even though I should be by now. I've been rejected most of my life. Family, friends, potential lovers, you name it, right? I've been rejected most of my life. But it's something that you quite never get used to, if I'm being honest. And it is extremely important for men. If you're dealing with something, talk about it. Don't hold it in. Don't do what I did. I did something dumb when I was younger, right? A lot of people do this, and a lot of guys do this actually. Instead of dealing with the problem, a lot of men, they resort to all these toxic traits: sex, drugs, pornography, alcohol. They overeat. All these things that make you feel good temporarily, right? Temporarily. But they don't take away your problems. So whatever you're dealing with, wherever you're going through, if you need to see a professional, a psychiatrist, a therapist, speak to someone. Talk to somebody. There is no... If you need additional help, there's nothing wrong with that. And it's sad that, especially with the African American culture, African American men, I don't know what it is, but a lot of men, a lot of African Americans, they don't want professional help. Then they carry this chip around their shoulder like they're all big and bad, or I'm macho. When in reality, they're dealing with shit deep internally. They're dealing with shit internally, and they're putting on this persona. Oh, I'm big and bad, or they're acting like they're tough, right? Let me just have sex. Let me just drink some alcohol. Let me do some drugs. And it's like, guys, that doesn't work. It don't work. Trust me, none of that works. The only thing that works is dealing with your problems. A long time ago, about a decade ago, a close friend at the time, one of my best friends at the time, she told me that in order to get through life's woes, you have to go through the fire. Now, this woman, my former best friend, she was way wiser than me at the time. And when I tell you that women mature faster than men, quicker than men, trust me. Trust me. Because she was only a few years older than me. This is 10 years ago. Like I said, she was only a few years older than me. And I now realize what she meant after all these years. You cannot drink your problems away. You can't fuck your problems away. You can't smoke your problems away with drugs, cigarettes, weed, whatever. You have to go through the fire. And when I say you have to go through the fire, you have to allow yourself to get burnt. Feel the pain. Cry. I had a really, really good cry, and I'm embarrassed to say this, but I had a really, really good cry about a month ago. I allowed myself to sit with my feelings, my emotions. I allowed myself to dive deep in my woes. I had to get to the root of the problem, because I was feeling super depressed. I didn't want to be alive. I didn't want to be here no more. I was done with life. So I had to get to the root of the problem. For me to get to the root of the problem, I had to go through all that trauma, all that childhood trauma that I went through in the past, right? And no one wants to go through that. Going through your childhood trauma is not fun. Especially when your parent, some people it's parents, but when your parent is the cause of that trauma. You know, so I had to go through all this trauma about a month ago. I allowed myself to cry and just feel the emotions. Go through the emotions. No alcohol, no drugs, no sex, no pornography. I don't want no outside influence, right? I just wanted me and my thoughts, and I wanted to go through this because I don't want to have to be going through this in my entire life. I met people in their 50s, 60s, 70s, toxic as fuck, extremely toxic. I said to myself, you should be schooling me. How am I schooling you? I'm in my late 30s, you in your 50s, 60s. How am I schooling you? I'm talking to you like I'm your parent. When in reality, it should be the other way around. What's going on? And I realized that these people have not allowed themselves to heal. They haven't been through the proper steps. They haven't sought professional help. They haven't spoke to the professional. They haven't cried. They have not did a deep dive. Whew. When you do a deep dive in your problems, right? That means you get into the heart of your problem. As hurtful and painful as it is an experience that everyone with PTSD and trauma, it is something that you have to go through. Allow yourself to cry. Feel your feelings, go through the emotions. It's hard. Whew, trust me, it's not easy. It's hard. It's hard. But when you go through the emotions, you allow yourself to cry, you allow yourself to feel those emotions, those feelings deep down inside, even though it's painful, It's important. It's not optional. It's fucking mandatory. It's fucking mandatory. And I say it's mandatory, right? I'm bringing it back to me. I'm making it personal. I'm saying it's mandatory because there was times when I wanted to blow my fucking brains out. There's times when I wanted to jump off a fucking ledger. There's times when I wanted to OD on sleeping pills. I don't even know if you could. Yeah, overdose on. I wanted to just take sleeping pills until I never woke up ever again. Those were the thoughts I was having. So I said to myself, before I do something that I can't take back, let me at least experience these emotions. Let me dive into these emotions. And I know I'm always going to have depression. I've always had depression. I always will have depression. A big part of that is because I don't see life the way that a typical average person sees life. I don't see life the way that you may see things. I just don't. A lot of people live with this. A lot of people live with hopefulness. A lot of people are optimistic for the future. I'm not that optimistic, to be honest. And that's because I'm a realist. I'm not an optimist. I see things for what it is. And, you know, when you see the world for what it is, it's kind of a scary place. It's kind of a scary place, to be honest. Because this world is not really just. It's not fair. It's not kind. Not always. Sometimes it is. But it's not. This world is not always kind. This world can be extremely unjustful. It's an unjust world. I said unjustful. I don't think that's a word. But this world is unjust. It's an unjust, unfair world. This life is not fair at all. So that's why it is extremely important, especially for us men, to take care of our mental well-being. There's a saying, health is wealth. That doesn't only apply to the physical well-being, the physical aspect. Your mental well-being is just as important as your physical well-being. Trust me on that. And this is coming from me. Like, for the first time in a long time, I recently, a lot of things that used to make me excited and hopeful and happy, I lost that desire. For a while, I lost my desire to live. For a while, music, movies, watching TV, having sex, drinking, all these things I once enjoyed doing, I didn't have a joy for it. I didn't have a desire for it anymore. That's when I knew that something was wrong, like seriously wrong internally with me. That's when I knew that I needed to do some. I needed a deep dive. I needed to do some real soul searching. When you don't have a desire to listen to music, go to the movies, watch TV, have sex, even drinking, when all those things that once made you happy and once created some joy in your heart, when that does nothing for you anymore, that's when you know it's time. That's when you know that it's time that you need professional help. And it's nothing wrong with saying to somebody, hey, listen, I'm struggling right now. I'm struggling. I'm not doing good mentally. My head is not in the right place. I need help. Hey, bro, can I talk to you? Can you talk real quick on the phone? It may not even be a quick phone call. You may be on the phone for an hour. You may have to cry. Just let everything out. It's therapeutic. It is so therapeutic when you cry And I know guys may be like, oh, no, that's a weak. Only bitches cry. We don't cry. Guys don't cry. That's women cry. Well, weak-minded men, they cry. But I'm a man. I don't cry. Nah. Let that out right now, buddy. Because life has a funny way of humbling people. You could think you're the toughest, hardest guy ever. I promise you, it could be years from now. It could be years from now. Something's going to happen where you're going to allow yourself to cry. Because at the end of the day, we're only human. You could go through, there's only but so much shit that we could go through before we crack. And trust me, I've been through a lot of shit in my life that most people couldn't even fathom. Most people couldn't even fathom. Most people couldn't even walk a mile in my shoes. The shit that I've been through, a lot of people could not walk through my shoes. They couldn't go through what I've been through. If people been through what I've been through, a lot of people would be six feet under right now. And that's real talk. The only reason why I'm still alive right now is because I did a lot of soul searching. I cried. I allowed myself to feel my emotions. I allowed myself to be vulnerable with therapists in the past. I had therapists in the past. I have friends that I can talk to. I could call, text, whatever. But if you're a guy, a man watching this video, I am encouraging you from my personal experience. Allow yourself to feel your emotions. Don't ignore those emotions. Don't neglect it. Feel the emotions. Cry. If you need to talk to a therapist, a professional, if you need to talk to a close family or friend, do so. Do so. Because if you don't do it, you're going to be in a dark place for the rest of your life. Whatever is bothering you, if you don't let it out, it's always going to be there. And guess what? It's going to manifest in other ways. It's going to manifest in other ways. Now, I'm about to tell you something. I'm about to tell you guys something that I'm not proud to say. But this is me being vulnerable. This is me being Jerron, right? I feel like you can't go wrong when you're honest. You can't go wrong when you're being vulnerable and upfront and honest and raw with people. You can't go wrong. You can't. It's impossible, right? Now, for the longest, and by the longest, I mean the majority of my fucking life, but for the longest, I always felt like I was unlovable. I always felt like I was not good enough, right? And this came from my father planting that seed in my head when I was a teenager, of him telling me, "Oh, Jerron, you're boring. No one's ever gonna love you. Be used to the single life because that's you." I had that implanted in me as a teenager, right? So I met women in my 20s, and there's a few women who actually did care about me, who did love me, but because I had what my father said to me as a teenager, "Oh, no one's gonna love you, you're boring, whatever, get used to the single life." So when people did love me, when women did love me, it was a conflict. I had my father in one ear, I had these women in another ear telling me two completely different things. What did I do in my 20s? Because I did not heal from my father's bullshit, my father's trauma, sad to say, I pushed these women away in my 20s. These women that actually did love me. But I didn't think I was lovable in my 20s, so I pushed them away. I don't want any guy to make the same mistake that I made in the past. Now, had I dealt with my shit, my PTSD, my trauma from my father, had I dealt with that, I would have met someone, and when someone showed me love, I would have believed them instead of feeling like, "Oh, no, I'm not lovable. People don't love me. No, this can't be right. No, you don't love me. No." I would have never pushed them away. This is why it's important for people to deal with their shit as soon as it comes up. You can't drink it away. You can't fuck it away. You can't smoke it away. Your problems are always going to be there until you deal with them. That's why it's important for men, for everybody, men and women, right? But this is the month of June. We're talking about men's mental well-being, right? So this is why it's important for everybody. But we're talking about men in this particular video, right? But everybody, men and women, if you're dealing with something, please seek professional help. If you can't afford professional help, please seek a close family member or a friend, someone that you trust, someone that you know that has your back, someone that you know that loves you unconditionally. Confide in that person. Confide in that person. Health is wealth. That does not just apply to your physical well-being. Like I said, it also applies to your mental psyche as well. Health is wealth. Your health is everything. If you're struggling in any type of way, any kind of way, just know that you are loved. I'm not trying to sound cliche, but I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Know that there is somebody on this planet that loves you. Even if you don't think no one loves you, guess what? I fucking love you. I don't even have to know you. You may not even be an ex-witness. This could be the very first video that you're watching of mine, right? And have over 100 videos. This could be the very first video that you're watching. And if you are a guy or a woman, it doesn't matter. I know this is dedicated to men, but if you're a man or a woman, know that you are not alone and know that I care about you. I love you. You could reach out to me on social media. I'm here 24/7. And just know that if you want a fulfilling life, you have to go through the fire. You have to get burnt. You have to. You have to allow yourself to be vulnerable. Dive into your emotions as hard as it's going to be. It's not going to be easy. That's not easy. Going through your trauma, your PTSD, that's not easy. But for you to have a fulfilling life, you have to go through that. You have to. But just know that you are not alone, all right? Anyway, guys, I'm going to end this video. Keep in mind, your mental well-being is everything. You cannot have a positive life with a negative mindset. That's something that I had to learn the hard way, because I had a negative mind. Growing up, I had a negative mind growing up. I assumed that no one was going to love me. I assumed that I was unlovable. I was boring. I had all these negative things about me swirled up in my head, right? And it was impossible for me to have a positive mind because my mindset was negative. So how do you have a positive life if everything you're thinking up here is negative about everybody? If you assume the worst about everybody, oh, no one's going to like me, I'm lovable, I'm unlovable, no one's going to like me. How do you have a positive life? It's impossible. It's impossible. So deal with your trauma as hard as it's gonna be hard. Seek professional help. Talk to a close friend or family member, and know that you are not alone. All right, guys. Love you. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.